Hello, this is Dennis, and this is a tutorial for the Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach speedrun in the No Meter Skips category for the 1.04 patch. Time is going to start once the power bar goes to 2 bars. I'm going to be spamming E here to get out of Freddy as soon as possible. Once Freddy puts us down, we're going to run over to this window here between these two currents and wait for the beeping. After the beeping finishes, we're going to jump and then run over to Freddy. That allows us to collect the Fazwatch. Then once the Fazwatch is collected, we run over to this button, wait for the beeping to play. Open and close the Fazwatch real quick. And now we're through. What you'll have noticed is that that intro went by a lot quicker than it's supposed to. And that's because of voice volume skip. Voice volume skip is when you have master volume at 50% or less, and voice volume at 0%. And that skips a lot of the dialogue. It is very useful. I also have subtitles on. It's useful throughout the game, but particularly useful for the upgrades later on. And you'll also notice that the game is a lot brighter than it usually is. That's a personal choice. I've turned the gamma up to max. I find it a lot easier to be able to see what's in front of me. Right now I'm doing a technique called bunny hopping or skip scupping. I'll explain what that is later. While we're on the topic of sprinting, don't let the sprint bar go to reds or run out fully. If it's reds, you have to wait for the sprint bar to fully regenerate before you're able to sprint again. This way, the way I do it, where you stop sprinting just before it goes reds, allows you to start sprinting again if you need to, before it's fully depleted, before the sprint bar is fully regenerated. Up next is railing skip. We're gonna go past the yellow railings. It's the railings after the yellow railings. There they are. These ones. Hold forward and left. Oof. There we go. Don't fall in there. That's a soft lock. Alright, now during this unfortunately unskippable cutscene, we will talk about bunny hopping. Now, bunny hopping is when you hold sprint while you're on the ground, and then you jump. And when you're in the air, as soon as you leave the ground, you let go of sprint. And what this does is it keeps your momentum from the sprint. And so you keep going at the same speed, but because you've let go of the sprint button, the sprint bar stops going down. So then you land again, and once you land, you hold sprint again, and then jump again, and then let go of sprint, etc., etc. This makes the sprint bar last a lot longer than it normally would. It takes a while to get used to, but I do definitely recommend learning this. And I also recommend turning sprint toggle off in the options menu. It makes it a lot easier in my opinion. And while you're in the options menu, turn off instruction cards. They waste time for no reason. And turn on reticle. They are useful for aiming the phaser blaster. These first 4 minutes of the run are the most boring 4 minutes. It's all uphill from here, thankfully. We just need to get this intro out of the way. Alright, what I'm about to do is the quickest safe stretch for getting past Chica here. Run over to these cans. Hit them, that distracts her. Run and then crouch just before you go through the door, and then when you get past this corner you can uncrouch. Doing that gets you past her every time if you follow those instructions. I ran a sprint there. This is why you don't let the sprint bar go reds, because you have to wait a long time before you start sprinting again. Normally you'd let it fill up to full anyway, but there was a cutscene there, and the sprint bar refills during cutscenes. here's a pretty standard chase sequence. So once you get in this room, press this button, open the Pizzaplex cameras real quick, and then run past Chica. That's a bit scary, but if you don't want to do that, you can wait a few seconds. Chica always spawns in the same spot, so you wait a few seconds, let her go by, and then go around the left instead of the right. If Chica is on your tail, she despawns as soon as you go past this door, so that's the save point. And you just go a little bit further, and then you get the 12 AM autosave. The game autosaves every single hour, and in some other circumstances as well. And that's it for this first video of the tutorial.